Welcome to this week's roundup of news and polls from Ipsos MORI, looking both at the coronavirus and what else is happening in British politics, business and society. Overall, as we approach starting to think about lockdown and when it ends, we find that 71% of people in this country say they're nervous about leaving home if businesses reopen and travel resumes. And that's a real challenge to restarting the economy, because even if shops are open and workplaces are open, it may be that a lot of people don't want to go out and spend money and don't, just want to literally carry on as they are now because they're so concerned about catching the virus. It's one of the highest figures that we've recorded, and much higher than in either Germany or in Italy. One of the things that will help relieve that uncertainty is the government's testing programme, which they've recently expanded, and I'm pleased to announce that Ipsos MORI will be partnering with Imperial College to send out thousands and thousands of test kits to start tracking the prevalence of coronavirus in the population as a whole, so that we can tell if a second peak starts to emerge as lockdown gradually takes place. Was the release from lockdown gradually takes place. Because at the moment, only 1 in 10 Britons say that their workplace has been unchanged, if it's either shut or it's full of social distancing, protective measures, etc. And those things, of course, are going to be in place for some time. Nearly 1 in 5 of us has seen a reduction in our take-home pay, and overall, 63% of us say we're spending less money overall, a third saving more money, or indeed spending more on credit cards, using overdrafts. And Britain's finances, which for quite a lot of people were already fairly rocky before we went into this crisis, are going to be hit hard and for some time to come. And, particularly if the economy doesn't restart quickly because of people's anxieties. Overall, at the moment, 2/3 of us now say the government went into lockdown too late, 66%, even though 9 out of 10 of us support government's measures. And in terms of who's doing a good job at holding the government to account, overall, people say that journalists at the government's coronavirus briefings are most likely to be doing a good job, 43%, and TV and radio journalists in general, and more people say they're doing a good job than a bad job. The official opposition, led by its new leader Keir Starmer, is having trouble cutting through, with a lot of people just sitting on the fence and saying that they just don't know or have no opinion. Only a quarter of us say Keir Starmer is currently doing a good job at holding the government to account, and indeed Piers Morgan of Good Morning Britain seems to be doing better. But the general challenge is that people in Britain are particularly anxious about how lockdown occurs, and we've got 70% who say disagree that businesses should reopen until the virus is fully contained. That's 70% here. It's only 40% in Italy, 41% in Germany, or 50% in France. So Britain does appear to be particularly anxious, and that does bode poorly for our chances of really getting the economy motoring anytime soon. At the same time, we are really positive about what the NHS has been doing. 82% of us now say we're confident in the NHS's ability to deal with people who are getting ill as a result of getting the virus. That's up from around 6 in 10 at the start of the crisis. It remains our national religion. Most of us aren't wearing masks at the moment. Only about 1/3 of us say that we are, but 3/4 would if we were told to by the government. And the challenge will be getting clear advice from the government and finding the masks if we are all to do that. As in other countries, it's become normal, because this period of disrupted life is clearly going to be around for a very long time. So we are waiting, government, to hear you tell us what to do about masks. And finally, we've looked at TV viewing. It's one of the things that we specialise in at Ipsos MORI, and we found that viewing figures are up 1/4 since lockdown began, and in particular we want something to relieve the tension. So 40% more people watching comedy in the first 3 weeks of lockdown compared to last year, but even more we want information, and 124% increase in news watching on television. So TV, despite all of our spending time on social media and on things like Zoom and MS Teams, actually TV watching is up massively as well, and news in particular. We'll keep on tracking public opinion. If you'd like more of our almost daily polls, do go to the website. This is the page to bookmark. All of our new content in relation to COVID-19 is there, including things on how the world might change afterwards. And that's all for this week. Thank you, and stay very safe indeed. Goodbye.